What is going on with the job market for software engineers and computer scientists? My frustration with job hunting in data science. Open source contributions are overrated. I was hearing from first year that you'd be valued. Companies value open source contributions. Under influence of all this, I applied for Google Summer of Code. Still haven't got a call back from a company. The job market's so bad that they don't even call for interviews. I'm not even getting calls from startups. Literally everyone wants 2 years of experience. We're trying to get experience. We don't have it already. And there are no jobs for freshers for data science. Is there no option? Anyone else in the same boat? Hey man, there's tons of people in the same boat. First of all, years of education count as experience in hard skills. That's the traditional wisdom. You went to Google Summer of Code, that is experience. You have 2 years, 3 months of experience, roughly. Yes, the old wisdom was contribute to open source projects, get that experience. What that does more than anything is helps build your portfolio and gives a name for yourself. It also gives you experience in contributing to projects on GitHub, and it can help you build a community and network. Networking is of the most importance. When you're trying to find work, your network is the most important asset. If you don't have a network, it's going to be much harder to find work. People hire people that they know and that they like. 80% of new hires hire from someone that they know. That's network effects. If you don't know anyone, it is going to be much harder. In this economy right now, a lot of people are looking for work. There's a lot of competition, and companies are not hiring as fast as they were. And so we'll go back to what I've said before. Hire yourself. Be your own boss. Think of a product or a service that you could build, that you could create, that you would like to see in the world. Think of a problem in your neighborhood, some problem that you're just tolerating, and what could you do to change that? Be the change that you want to see. Computer science graduates, you're going to need to learn some marketing and content creation and community building skills in addition. This economy is going to begin to demand more of people to be more creative or to partner. If you're a technical person, you can be the CTO, and you find the marketing genius who loves people and loves to think about how to sell, and they can be the CEO. And maybe you throw in a product person that thinks about systems and processes and really gets into perfecting that product. And the 2 or 3 of you go out and build something together. If no one will hire you, what other choice do you have? You have to hire yourself. Why does no one talk about getting into college for computer science being extremely difficult now? You want to think about the reasons. One might be the lack of teachers and professors. There are a lack of teachers at the high school level and middle school level for computer science. The college level, that traditionally has not been so much the case, but it could be that we're experiencing this. Additionally, people want to be in college. Colleges can only admit so many people. So it behooves one to do extremely well in high school to get into the top level colleges. You can get into a community college. Almost any community college will take almost anyone. And this is a great place to start for a lot of people. You can get a great 2 years of education at a community college. I did. Opened a lot of doors for me. Yes, things are competitive. You want to be in Fane. Maybe you do have to be in one of these top tier. But if you want to be a career software engineer or computer programmer, don't necessarily. It's traditionally, maybe for the next year or two, this may not be the case with the terrible economy we're going to be experiencing, but for most people, you are willing and you would like to work outside of San Francisco or one of the Mecca tech centers, and education at most colleges will be sufficient, along with a portfolio, to get you in the door and help you prove yourself. I have a lot of friends who did that. Now, that was in a different economy and in different times now, right? And so we are seeing pain like we haven't experienced in decades, really. So the rules of the game are beginning to change. This highlights the need for a change of perspective about academia. The university will have its place, but we need to stress the validity of education from places like Coursera, edX, Class Central, online institutions. You pair that with a portfolio that you build while doing these programs. And there's tons of these online programs like OSSU, Open Source Society University. They find free courses. It's community governed, and the community debates about what courses should be included in the curriculum, and it is always updated. It's been updated throughout the years. There's the Odin project. There's free code camp. That's like data science and front-end development. You can get your certifications. You build a portfolio. right? But if we're talking more like bodies that have certifications and are equivalent to like a bachelor's, those programs exist through a Coursera or OSSU. And we as a society need to begin to recognize the validity of those programs to open the doors of people who want to be computer science graduates. This is AI coming in now is going to throw a wrench. So if AI disrupts the whole fabric of society, is Yud right? And there won't be any jobs because no one will be here? I don't know. It's I'm not afraid, but it is something to think about. Something we want to be aware of. What's our society going to look like in 5 to 10 years? In 20 years? In 40 years? Almost unimaginable. Things are changing, and AI is going to throw in a bigger wrench with that. I believe good times will resume. AI is going to continue to become smarter. It's the dumbest it's ever going to be, and it will begin to take white-collar jobs. And what happens when you have a magnitude of people who are college educated and they can't find work that their grandparents could have got? It's interesting to think about. What are the pros and cons of getting a master's degree after a bachelor's versus job switching? Also, is it worth moving to the U.S. for opportunities and salary in the long term? I'm super biased. I would think, yes, it's still worth it. America's still a great place to work, especially if you want to work at a FANG company. In America, there's a lot of opportunity, and you'll learn a lot. As far as starting salary of the master's, you're probably not going to see a big difference. Now, some universities, if you planned ahead, if you're able to take advantage, as you're going through your bachelor's, a lot of universities will help you master out within 12 to 18 months. So you only have to go to school for another year to a year and a half. And instead of just having a bachelor's, you've got a bachelor's and a master's. Now, that's a great deal. If you can do that when you're 24, that's awesome. I have a very close friend who did this. He's had a great career. Taking that deal from the university and just going to school for another year, year and a half was fantastic for him. And you should do that while you're young and you don't have a family, you don't have responsibilities. Because as you get older, it does get harder to go back. And while you're still in school mode, you should do it. So absolutely, if you have the opportunity, take it. Now, starting salary versus bachelor's to master's probably won't be too different, but you're going to have more promotion opportunities, at least in the traditional economy. Right now it's like anything goes, who knows? But these degrees, they do still matter. Promotions, you're going to be looked at more often for promotions, or if you want to switch to a new job, master's is usually going to help and not hurt. Again, in this economy, everything's upside down. Who knows? But traditionally, it's been for your betterment, especially in these hard sciences. Rather than taking the quick buck now, could be harder in the future. And it's hard to say. So again, you must choose your regret. So I'm a DevRel guy. I love DevRel. And while we're on the subject, let's talk about this one. Skills required to transition to and from between technical writer and DevRel. I consider technical writers to be under DevRel, but I think what this post wants is to be more in the spotlight, in like the community, doing instructions or going to conferences and speaking. And that requires, if you want to be an instructor, one that requires an understanding of how to teach. So doing workshops, if you have no experience, a great way to start is by doing volunteer work. You can work with a volunteer organization and teach middle school or high school students. Or you can teach adults computer skills. And these are great places to get those instructional skill set, and eventually you can turn that volunteer experience into paid working experience. Another part is about workshops. So you want to have a strong stage presence. So you can do things like start a YouTube or a TikTok, build a community, and offer tutorials. At the very least, even if you're not into building a community, you can have tutorials online and you can submit that when you're making a proposal to speak. If you want a community build a community. Get on X, formerly Twitter, or create a Discord and write and convince people to join your community and build something together or follow whatever it is that you're interested in. Find other people who are interested and become a leader. Put in the hard work of doing the thing. If you want to break into it, maybe as like a technical writer at your company, you could share with your boss or your direct report that, hey, I'm interested in exploring what else I could do in DevRel on the team. And they may give you a chance. Knock it out of the park. Prepare yourself. I'm interested in learning a new skill to allow me to work remotely. Coding boot camps, are they any good? Being able to make money on the road would be great. So here's my suggestions for you want to learn code, you want to learn technicals. 3 easy suggestions. 1, when you're first starting, you don't have to pay for anything. Don't enroll in an expensive boot camp. If you really, the only reason you should pay is if you have to pay something in order to make you learn. But you don't have to pay thousands of dollars to do that. You can pay a $30 subscription to like Coursera, or you can buy something on like Udemy. Don't have to spend tons of money. 2, code, build a portfolio. Now, you don't know where to start. I love Khan Academy, free code camp, always free, and there are other sources. Codecademy is all right, and Udacity has free courses. Udacity is known for their nano degrees, which are often paid, but they do offer scholarships. But their courses are often free. If you're looking to audit courses, check out my friend Wall's site, Class Central. Class Central is an awesome resource. They do thousands of courses, and it tells you which ones are free and which ones you have to pay for. It even categorizes them, you just filter it, and so you only see free courses. And this is not like a paid sponsorship at all. I just love Class Central. 3rd, build a portfolio. It'll take some time to break into it. It takes time. It takes time to learn, but just keep building. Code every day. Code every day. Other books that I like, if you want a book, I love Zed Shaw's work. So learn Python the hard way, learn C the hard way. Those are great. Head Start, I think is what the name is. They're very portfolio-oriented books, usually thick like textbooks. Got an offer for a teaching job. Will I be able to join back as a developer when I get an offer? What are my chances of getting back in IT if I crack the interview? And you got that teaching job opportunity, take it. You can moonlight stuff. You can, again, hire yourself, take on your own jobs, build your own apps. Hire yourself, build your own apps. Find someone maybe who wants to do it with you, or just do it by yourself. Publish apps, keep building. This will be a lot of work, and maybe you've got other things going on at 28. Maybe you've got a family and other responsibilities. So you do what you can. It's the weekends or whatever. But yes, I would agree that teaching is better than staying at home and assuming that you're going to be teaching computer science or computer programming. We really need you. Being a teacher is righteous. What's going on 5, 10 years down the road? How much can I expect to be making after earning a degree? In 5 to 10 years, who knows? Maybe you'll still be making the same. I don't know. Maybe you'll be making a lot more. It's really hard to say. You look at wages from 10 or 15 years ago, and they seem to be the same today. So it's just like if you're going to stay in the same job, you may very well be making the same. It really depends on you and what skills are you going to take on, and how often are you going to force yourself to move up by taking on new work at like different companies, etc. So they're saying, hey, 10 years down the road, what can I expect to make with a degree, and how safe am I from not losing a job to AI? I mean, it's almost a serious question, but also like I almost want to laugh because who knows? It's not like I'm not laughing at you at all. But who knows what AI is going to do? Maybe this is a trigger here, but like how well does blockchain do? And not the speculation side, but the technology side of it, is that's our path to self-sovereignty and governance and proof of authentication, proof of existence, proof of humanity. We get all of that through blockchain, whereas AI gives us, the ability to copycat rapidly and falsify and create like deep fakes, these like videos and audios. What does that world look like? In the previous technological wave, we were outsourcing blue collar jobs to robots, and AI is going to begin to outsource white collar jobs to artificial intelligence. Now, will that expand our economy and create more meaningful work for more people who want it? Will it create more abundance? And will our corporations and our governments have the wherewithal within them to create some kind of a tax, create like a UBI or a UBS, universal security for society? I don't know. No one knows. Honestly, no one knows. And so, what can we do? Should we just stay at home and do nothing? Like as we saw from our teacher, that's depressing. It is terribly. So we follow our interests, look for intersections of your interests. Magic happens in intersections. You can combine 2 or 3 or maybe 4 themes together and create something that's uniquely you. Take something that you're interested in, that you're very good at, interesting to other people, and you can talk about forever. Right? And that's like a really great intersection. You kind of take that idea with a product or a service as well, or like if you're exploring a career path, take something that is interesting to you, that you can do well, that you think, of course, people change over the years, but you think you'll be interested in for the long term and will continue to evolve in its needs and continue to expand in its needs for human participants. You can peg that down, then you have a better chance of understanding. You're adaptable and you're going to figure it out. So continue following your passions. Of course, it's really great to be able to make a living. And generally, the longer you work at something, the more you can make, and the more you're willing to take risks and step out and apply and change those jobs. That's going to be the best way to increase your salary. So it's better to pursue something interesting that's interesting to you than the safe road. And it does depend on your personality. You don't become what you want. You become what your habits make you. That's great. Who else? Your future isn't shaped by your aspirations alone, but by the habits that carve the path you walk. It's never too late to become the person. You don't become what you want. You become what your habits make you. I think that's a great summary for today. I think maybe we have a happy title for this video. That would be that would be wonderful. So I didn't do a resume review today. If you want your fill of resume reviews, you need some resume help, check out the link. It'll probably be here. And I've got recommended videos. They'll be over here. And so if you've enjoyed this, I put out a bunch of videos last week. I've got some older stuff. Let me know what you like to talk about. If you have questions, I want to help people. I want to help you get into technology, grow a community. If you haven't joined the Learners and Builders group, if you like what we're talking about and you're ambitious, you want to learn, you want to build something, join the Learners Builders Society, and we'll see you. JP Miller.